So as Jagannath Pandit has shared, trust is based on knowing that our partner has our best interests at heart. And their actions actually are answering the question, are you there for me? So there's certain behaviors that we exhibit that show that we're trustworthy. And there's certain behaviors from our partners that show us that they are trustworthy. Something that we sometimes miss is what we bring to the relationship. So we want to take a step back and look at ourselves as the viewer, so to speak. So beyond what our partner says or does, the lens by which we view our partner also determines whether we experience trust by his or her words and actions. So always there's objective behavior and our perception of it. So the objective behavior is simply a description of what the person said or what the person did. Our perception is what we conclude about the behavior or what we make it mean. In any relationship, what each person brings into the relationship from their past is a very important factor in terms of our perceptions. So one major component of our perception is our childhood upbringing. And this is very critical in terms of trust. We understand as devotees that we're situated in our families based on our past lives and the lessons we're to learn in this lifetime. We understand as we mature that our parents did the best they could with what they had or what they knew. At the same time, in these bodies, our upbringing does inform patterns in our adult behavior. So how was that trust question of, are you there for me, answered in our childhood? So again, we want to think back to this question of, are you there for me? How was this answered in our childhood? So two aspects that we can look at. So there's two aspects we can look at. The first is if our parents or other adult caregivers had aspects of their behavior that were not trustworthy, like not keeping their word, not being reliable or dependable, or consistently putting their needs before ours, or if they were neglectful or physically or emotionally abusive. The impact of these behaviors starts from infancy, as children need predictability and safety on all levels in the care that they receive. The second aspect is if the caregiver had a way of parenting that was mistrusting of the child, such as assuming that the child was not trustworthy or lying, or the parents being overly controlling and invasive in the child's interactions in life. So if violations of trust are consistent in one's upbringing, either grossly or subtly, the child can grow up to be a mistrusting adult. So this can go in a number of ways. So first, as an adult, the person may blame themselves. They may feel unworthy and not trust themselves. This can affect their ability to receive love from others, to fully express themselves in a relationship, or to not feel worthy of a trustworthy partner. Another way this can happen is adults may blame others. So they may have a conditioned lens of cueing others' behaviors as untrustworthy, even behaviors that objectively may not seem untrustworthy to others. This lens can cause them to inadvertently push people away, as it is hard for the other partner to tolerate constant criticism or accusation. They also have developed coping behaviors from childhood of dishonesty, manipulation, or avoidance, which they carry into their adult relationships. And thirdly, adults may blame situations or the world. So they may develop a generalized worldview that no one or anything can be trusted and be quite suspicious overall of people and things. So of course, as devotees, we understand that in this world, there is danger at every step. And ultimately, we can only really trust Krishna because even with our best intentions, we're conditioned and will make mistakes. A perfect upbringing does not exist in the material world. So we all will have our varied levels of mistrust of ourselves and others. Some of it healthy, some of it not. yet we don't want to be resigned or complacent. So to have healthy and spiritually sound relationships, we want to be aware of how our material conditioning informs our ways of being and our ways of seeing, how it may be helping or harming our ability to connect with and trust our partners, our children, and those we love. Ultimately, we want to be committed to our devotional practices to daily deepen our dependence, faith, and trust in Krishna, because he's the force that will help us break free of the obstacles that are in the way of our serving our partners and others with an open and a trusting heart.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I think too often we've just dismissed the body and everything that comes with it, when in reality, we need to know what our conditioning is so that we can transcend it.
Yeah.
Great points. Thank you.
True. Thank you.